Hello, welcome to the next match. Sorry about last match, it being all whatchamacallit. Wow, I'm just having brain farts today. My mic was muted the whole time, so I'm probably gonna go back and do post post match commentary on that. All right, pretty okay, I guess. I'm gonna play Steel Overseer first, just because it's better and we have a backup anyway, even if he kills it. So also our Ornithopter does absolutely nothing until something happens with that. So with the current hand we have Arcbound Ravager, Cranial Plating, Double Ink Moth. I think we have a very good chance of just poisoning villain out here. It looks like... oh, Goblins. Okay. I was going to say Mono Red Burn, but clearly now it's Goblins. Unfortunately, a slightly more explosive draw would have been better against Goblins. Mm. Trying to decide whether or not to play which of my two drops to play. Obviously, Steel Overseer sort of makes the biggest difference early. Well, let's just do that, I guess. They don't have much removal. Like, they'll play 4 bolts, but I don't think they play anything else. It's mostly just creatures. And Mog Fanatic, damn it. Forgot about that card. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, double Goblin Pile Driver, you say. Not too shabby on their side. Alright, I drum. Drum to drum to drum drum drum. Alright, let's play our Steel Overseer, find our third Steel Overseer. Can't believe I'm even saying that. And then pass. So he can bash us for a lot there, but I'm not too worried. I mean, I'm expecting a win in the next 2 turns from one of our sides. Though, judging by what he's just done, probably his side. Goblin Grenade on our Steel Overseer? Wow. I forgot they do have Goblin Grenade. So yeah, he's been wrecking us thus far. Gets to bash for us for like 6. Alright, well, that is a thing. Glimmer Void. 1, 2. Arcbound the Ravager. 1, 2. Cranial Plating. Equip it onto... does it even matter? Like, the problem is I can't lose the Ornithopter. I don't want to lose Arcbound Ravager either. But if I have to lose something... no, I can lose the Ornithopter, that's right. I don't actually care. Tap the Ravager? Yeah, tap the Ravager. I mean, I do care. I'd rather not, and if he doesn't attack me for lethal, then I won't. But I'm gonna be trying to kill him with an Ink Moth next turn. Oh my god, Goblin Chieftain, Jesus Christ. Alright, how much absurd damage is he swinging for here? Alright, that's lethal. Well, today has not been my day. God damn. Like, I've seen a lot of people playing those Goblin decks lately, and I've kind of been like, why are people doing this? It's weird. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. It doesn't seem that great, and that kind of showed me what that deck can do right there. Dismember seems bad, but Aether Grid's great. I might want just one Thoughtseize, take away one of their better cards early on, but I definitely don't want too many. Painter Servant doesn't do anything. 1 or 2 Etch Champions wouldn't be bad, but I definitely don't want the full gauntlet. Alright, so I can't really cut Steel Overseers, they're too good. Memnites are pretty bad, though. We'll cut a Memnite and like a Signal Pest, maybe. of you. That would be 3, 5, 6, 7. That seems fine. We do want to take on a slightly more controlling role in this matchup. Let's see. We could cut another master if we really wanted. Vault Scourge is one of the better cards that we can play, so we don't want to cut that. I could just cut another Mem Knight. I'm not quite as worried about being explosive. I just want to be able to resolve Steel Overseers and actually be able to block and stuff. Maybe we cut just another master and one other card. Like another Pest. Or a Galv Blast. We'll cut a Galv Blast. I don't think Chalice of the Void is actually good enough against them. Like, they have a lot of 2-drops. They're not just slamming 1-drops all day. Yeah, this is fine. I've got a board wipe, I've got a Thoughtcast to refill my hand, and I've got a relatively explosive start, so. Darksteel Citadel, Mox Opal. Signal Pest. Springleaf Drum. And then I can't actually do anything with the drum, but that's okay. Actually, can I? Oh, I almost fucked that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can actually do something with this drum. Cast a turn 1 Thoughtcast. Seems solid. Play another Ornithopter. Yeah, this is a pretty sweet start. I'm so glad I didn't miss that, because I easily could have. F8 here. Alright, Foundry Street Denizen. That's the start I wanted to see from villain. Obviously, we don't want to Whip Flare just yet. We're going to get a little more greedy with it than that. So it's either, with the 4 mana I have, I can cast Etch Champion and have 1 mana open, which doesn't help. I can cast Cranial Plating and have 1 mana open, which gets in more damage immediately. I think I'll do that. Because villain is not tapped out. Or, villain does not have mana open. So, that means I get to bash him for 7, which is a huge chunk of life. I don't think we're losing this game. I think we're way too far ahead for that. Damn, Mox Opal's good. Like, Mox Opal's the reason to play this deck. If they ban that out, like, oh, it would suck. It would be so much less good. Alright, Goblin Pile Driver. Do not care. We get hit for 2, but I don't think we even need the Whip Flare at this point. Darksteel Citadel, that gives us an extra point of damage, as does this Etch Champion. And we could cast Whip Flare if we wanted to, but like I said, I don't think it's necessary. Get to bash for 9. He's never getting rid of our champion. Like, it's just never happening. And I could either move the plating over, or I could just Whip Flare him if I felt especially mean, but I'm just gonna let it ride. And at the end of turn, we can move it over anyway, because, you know, we have the mana to activate the black, and he concedes, unsurprisingly. I'm curious about this Thoughtseize, because the problem is it does cost life. It's not like it has no downside whatsoever. Man, I forgot how good Etch Champion is here, but I don't want to cut another master for it. I wouldn't be unhappy getting rid of Thoughtseize, though. Yeah, I just don't want to pay the life, quite frankly. Number Denial doesn't have enough targets. Yeah, this is good. This is definitely good. I like this. Like I said, I mean, even though we totally destroyed him that game by being aggressive, just like I said before, this is not an aggro matchup. This is the matchup where you want to control. You want to be casting the Whip Flares and the Ghirapur Aether Grids and just mowing down their guys. Because without their dudes, they are nothing. Alright, Blink Moth first. Blink Moth, Ornithopter, Vault Scourge. This is another matchup where having the Vault Scourge Cranial Plating combo can be enough of a race winner that you just don't care about what they're doing. So having a backup Vault Scourge is sweet, and we also have the 3 mana we need to cast Cranial Plating. So if he taps out at a point where we have Vault Scourge on the table, it's not going to be game over for him, but it will at least buy us enough time to be able to take control of the game. Yep. Not a surprise. Goblin Bushwhacker kicked, that's fine. We'll take our 2. No biggie. Alright, Darksteel Citadel. So we can play Vault Scourge without paying life. Or our alternative to that is absolutely nothing. Everything in our hand costs 2 mana. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play our Vault Scourge without paying 2 life, which is nice. And then again, if he taps out to play, his Goblin Lord, we play Cranial Plating and bash him for, well, not actually that much, all things considered. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5, but, 5 is not nothing. So he has now held open a mana, which is frustrating. Springleaf Drum, you say? Okay. So Darksteel Citadel. Springleaf Drum. I just don't think it's smart to play Cranial Plating when he holds open a mana that precariously. I mean, he also just might not have a 1-drop to use, but I'm not really willing to take that risk right now. I'm much happier to just play an Arcbound Ravager and pretend to hold up something. Hopefully he doesn't kill our Vault Scourge again, because that would be very frustrating. Alright, sweet. So our goal right now is definitely to keep that Vault Scourge alive at more or less any cost. Because like I said, it's going to buy us time to do whatever the hell we want in this game. Why is this Goblin deck so popular? Like, what is it doing that makes it just too good? So there he goes, holding up that bolt again. I don't really want to go all in on the Vault Scourge, but I can go partway in on the Vault Scourge. Or not, yeah, Vault Scourge. Alright, let's put our heads together here. Lock that. Okay. We'll sack the Springleaf Drum. I mean, I could go for the extra point on the Vault Scourge, but like I said, I don't want to go too far in. I mean, maybe it's worth it. Yeah, we'll sack Darksteel Citadel. Because, like, I don't want to sack the Ornithopter, because I do think the body's just useful, but I'm okay with sacrificing that if need be. We'll stick the counters on here and hope he doesn't kill it. I mean, he's pretty likely to kill it, but yep, there's the bolt. That's fine. All we really lost in that exchange that we weren't prepared to lose was a land, which is not a big deal. So right now, the fact, like, the amount by which we are losing this race is kind of a big deal. Wow, it's a 2-2? Jesus. That's almost not even worth attacking with, to be honest. I kind of wish I'd just played Springleaf Drum instead. I guess I should have done that math. Oh well, now we have a blocker, I suppose. If we can just top deck Ghirapur Aether Grid, it's not the best, considering that we just sacked a drum, but it would be good enough, in my opinion. Alright, Legion Loyalist is not that scary. They gain First Strike and Trample, but they don't gain power of any kind. So our two biggest things to do here are either just wipe his board with one of the cards we brought in, or kill him with poison damage, probably. Because killing him with anything else is just out of our reach. And he just doesn't even care anymore. He might just sack that and grenade it at our face. Smash the smithereens? Okay. That also hurts a lot. So now our number of outs is swiftly dwindling. Moth Nexus. Is this game 1? Or is this game 2? Where are we at? I don't remember. This is probably game 1, right? No, we sideboarded once. But we... No. Shit. Damn. Alright, whatever. Springleaf Drum. And yeah, we're gonna have to start blocking with our real guys. Though, at least we have Blink Moth Nexus, right? Does that work? I think it does. We can block with an Ink Moth and then pump it, so that's good. Or we can block with a Blink Moth and pump it if we desire. I'd rather block with Ink Moths, though, because we have more of them. And they are important to our game plan, but they're not the most important to our game plan. Alright, cool. So let's see here. Tap. Activate. Go to blocks. He probably is just trying to get us down into Goblin Grenade range, I would presume. Okay. So we eat a guy, block a guy, and take one. Certainly could have been worse. Steel Overseer. Okay, that's awesome. That can help us crawl back into this game. This taps for mana, this taps for mana. It costs, what, 2, 3 to activate it? He's just gonna Goblin Grenade our face straight up. That means he probably has a bolt here. Or something. Maybe just another Goblin Grenade? Reckless Bushwhacker, okay. Well, this is, you know, making us increasingly scared of death, but... I guess we just wait for him to attack. We're not blocking with our Overseer basically ever. We'll animate him. Does he do the thing that I want him to? No, he does not. Well, either way, he still dies, right? So it doesn't really matter. Wait, no, why would I do that? Reckless Bushwhacker is the one that I need to kill. We'll block you, block you. We really need a way to gain some life here if we expect to win this somehow through magic. Wow, I have two, right? Can I even afford to cast this? Not really. I mean, this cost me, what, 2 and a blue? This is just straight up divination. I can't cast it at instant speed, unfortunately. I could tap out basically my whole board to cast it. I mean, I have to block that Bushwhacker with Steel Overseer almost no matter what. Whatever. I mean, you shouldn't just say whatever, but what I mean is, like, I'm so far behind right now. I just need a miracle of some kind. Alright, that helps. Now the question is, what the hell do I do with that? Because, like, I can play it. I can play it now, but then it will have to block the Goblin Bushwhacker, or, well, does it? It doesn't have to block the Goblin Bushwhacker. Like, all the ways he has of pumping it are going to involve more creatures, right? Like, all the ways that he can pump this thing involve him playing more creatures. In which case, like, if he plays Bushwhacker to pump it, we're dead, no matter what. If he plays this one to pump it, no matter what, we're dead. If he plays... yeah, so we're pretty much dead to him pumping that. I mean, wait, does Legion Loyalist have haste? Legion Loyalist has haste. So we are dead if he Legion loyalists us down. If only this Vault Scourge had cost us a little bit less. So either I can have a 2/2 Steel Overseer blocking, or I can have a Vault Scourge down, which is going to be a 2/2 Overseer to block later. But the 2/2 Vault Scourge can't block this turn at all, so I'd have to go down to 1. In which case, if he has another Mog asshole, yeah, I think I have to wait. God, this sucks. We're just totally on the brink of death here. At least we can put counters on our dudes. Well, on one of our dudes. Pile Driver? Okay, Pile Driver's annoying, but it's not lethal. Let's animate the Ink Moth. Put a counter on our guys. Spellskite, you say, that's helpful. And I mean that, that wasn't sarcastic. Alright, so let's start by playing Vault Scourge. 1 and a black. We get to play Spellskite. Pass the turn. Like, we're gonna need to attack with that Vault Scourge ASAP, unfortunately. But we can't do it yet. God, this is stressful. We're just 1 card away from death. 1 bolt, 1 Goblin Grenade. Anything like that, and we're just super dead. He plays a land. Let's tap our Spellskite. Animate our Ink Moth. Put a counter on everyone. Springleaf Drum, you say. Alright, that's a card. In a very technical sense of the word. I'm going to attack with my Vault Scourge. Currently, my only question is whether I should animate the Ink Moth so I can get a counter on it. Well, okay, so if I put a counter on the Vault Scourge now, I lose a blocker. Potentially, like, I lose at least 1 blocker, which seems bad. And I gain 3 life instead of 2, but that still leaves me dead to Goblin Grenade. And, like 4 life is in between Goblin Grenade and Lightning Bolt, so the difference between 4 and 5 is not significant, but the difference between 4 and 6 is. So I'm just not going to do the counter yet. Alright. Good stuff. And, like I said, I kind of want to kill him with the Nexus rather than anything else. Though maybe that's becoming unlikely. Alright, let's animate you. Animate you. Put a counter on everything. Alright, so we're clawing our way back here. We're going to bash him for 3 with the Vault Scourge to get us out of Goblin Grenade range. I mean, I guess we're not really in Goblin Grenade range anyway, but, you know, whatever. And yeah, it looks like we were able to manage grinding out a win here. I mean, I shouldn't speak too soon, but I feel like we're in pretty good shape as far as that's concerned. Another Blink Moth Nexus, so I can give this like, what, 7 power or something? Or I can attack for 5 plus 4 is 9. I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to keep playing it slow and safe, because I don't think there's anything they can do that can really wreck us too hard here. Especially now that Spellskite's above 5 toughness. Goblin Guide? Okay, that's a card. Hooray! We finally won one! Well, we won one earlier, but you know what I mean. Alrighty, and that was match 4, so the final match is going to be for all the marbles. We'll see you then.